The story of this woman is circulating and is really unfortunate. And from what we are hearing, she was beaten to death by her husband just because she asked for her money back. So 29-year-old Oluma Chizoba was said to be a market woman who had a shop at Relief Market in Imo State. And somewhere around the 2nd of February 2026, she had a customer come in to buy something worth 35,000 naira. And from what we are hearing, when the customer tried to pay into her account, the network could not support it. And so the customer asked if she had another bank account, as it seems as though the failed transaction is from the fault of her bank. And so the customer requested that Chizoba Oloma gives her another account number, in which she did. But this time it was her husband's account number that she gave the customer, and the customer made the transfer to the account, in which she called her husband to confirm, and the husband, who goes by the name of Prince Kelechi Okeke, confirmed receiving the money. So by the end of the day, when she went home to do her check and balances, to check her finances for the business, she requested that the husband send the money back to her, and this is where people believe a quarrel ensued. The husband became violent and beat her to the point she passed out and died. But here is the thing. The man, that is the husband in question, Mr. Kelechi, is telling a different story. According to him, when the wife came back from work, they were eating and she started complaining about her chest, and before he could go out to call for help, she had collapsed. So by the time people and neighbors came to the house to see the woman, they had been called by the husband Kelechi. He was the one who ran out to call for help. But when they came and saw the woman dead, they instantly knew that she did not just randomly fall and die. Somehow, some way, they believed that he was the one who beat her to death. And that is the same thing the lady's family, that is Chizoba Oloma's family, are believing. They believe that Kelechi Prince, the husband, was the one who beat her to death, because this wouldn't be the first time he would be doing so. Relatives and neighbors could confirm that this couple had a history of domestic violence. Basically, they've seen instances where Prince and Oloma had a fight, when Prince would beat her up to stupor. So there's already an existing history of domestic abuse that Oloma has suffered in the hands of this man, Prince. Even one neighbor came out to say that she had advised Oloma to leave the marriage due to things that the neighbor had seen the husband do to her. However, the neighbor claimed that just because of that advice she gave to Oloma stopped talking to her and avoided her completely, and she's saddened at the result. The husband was immediately arrested and obviously would be charged to court. However, his story is still being maintained that he did not beat her at the time she died, and that she genuinely just slumped and died while they were eating. The thing with this situation is whether or not she slumped and died, that could be true. But at the same time, like we've seen in Osinachi's situation, she was in a domestic abusive marriage, and she started suffering complications and conditions as a result of the constant beating and maltreatment. And in the end, it still pointed down to the husband. And I think this would be the case too. Assuming for some reason Prince was telling the truth that Oloma slumped and died, they will still have to investigate the cause of that. If for some reason it's due to an injury she has sustained from being beaten months and years back, it will still point fingers to him as the one who caused her death. So maybe he's lying, maybe he's telling the truth. At the end of the day, if there's a history of you beating this woman in the past, and somehow, some way, now she's slumping and dying, it's still going to be your fault. It's still going to be you who still killed her. But I believe that the fact that people know, or the details surrounding the fact that he refused to transfer the money, is something that I think proves that he most likely physically assaulted her. Because if she went to the market and had this interaction with the customer, how else do other people know that the customer transferred money to the husband and the husband refused to give her? How else would someone know? I feel like in the process of her requesting the money, they had an exchange of words, and she probably called someone or told somebody, and the fight continued, and that is when he most likely hit her. The thing with men is, I don't know, like, Some of these men who are very abusive don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. I mean, look at the man. He looks so skinny, so scrawny. He looks like he needs food himself. And they just find strength in intimidating, oppressing, and beating up their wives. Many of these men don't like their wives. This is what happens when a man marries because he's getting old, or when a woman marries because they want to settle. You end up with a partner who don't like you. It's not even a thing of jealousy. It's not a thing of, oh, your wife is so pretty, which she's a very beautiful woman. So his issue right now is just control. I'm sure somewhere in his mind he felt that, he has probably done so much for her and spent so much and wants to, like, I'm just tired. Or one of those things where he's like, yo, you have to contribute so you make money. I don't know the situation. What would be the reason for him not to want to give the woman back the money, or why that would be a reason for him to beat her? It just seems filmy. This is how you know this man never loved this woman and doesn't like her. Many men are in marriages where they don't like their wives, and many women are in marriages where they don't like their husbands, and at the end of the day, this is usually the result. It's unfortunate. The pictures of her body is circulating too. You may want to go to our Telegram to see it. The link will be on the comment. So it's really unfortunate. Trigger warning is in effect, I guess. It's sad.